The accident at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant was not the first and, alas, was not the last of its kind, yet it ranks among the largest man-made disasters in human history. Today, people are forbidden to live in the exclusion zone. In fact, only scientists and engineers can stay there. However, these bans and restrictions cannot affect wild animals, which are surprisingly active in breeding and thriving in the dirty zone. What is their secret? There is no secret as such. However, there are several quite objective reasons why wild animals thrive in a radiation-contaminated area. The first and main reason is the absence of humans. Wildlife adapts and triumphs wherever humans cease to be active. As cynical as it may sound, the radiation contamination zone is an actual paradise for wild animals. Nothing else threatens it here, except the radiation background itself. However, it is not as frightening for animals as deforestation or raids by hunters. The second important reason is also quite trivial and concerns the average lifespan of a wild animal in the open nature. The fact is that the vast majority of animals in the wild live noticeably shorter lives than, for example, in a zoo. Parasites, predators, diseases, accidents, trivial hunger, all this with much greater probability and speed will kill a wildlife representative than the radiation accumulating in the body of the animal for many years. The third reason for the survival of animals in a zone of radiation contamination raises the most questions among scientists and researchers. Today, when animals living in a high radiation background have had more than one generation, there is every reason to believe that the adaptability of wildlife is gradually increasing. This includes such a terrible and destructive phenomenon for the organism as radiation. Natural selection is working at full speed, and each new generation of animals demonstrates better, albeit not by much, resilience. Today, scientists are increasingly saying that animals living in Chernobyl and Fukushima have a seriously altered DNA structure. There is reason to believe that some of the mutations are positive and allow animals to more easily tolerate high levels of radiation. By the way, despite all the tragedy of nuclear accidents, the contamination zones are of great scientific interest. For example, back in 1988 the Polski Radiation Ecological Reserve was created. On the one hand, this is a no-visitation zone, created to protect people from the harmful effects of the peaceful atom. On the other hand, it is an important scientific site visited by researchers from all over the world. Moreover, scientists are engaged here in the purposeful breeding of wild animals. For example, back in the early 1990s, the bison population was resettled here. Surprisingly, the bison live in the reserve to this day. The flora and fauna in the contaminated area is very rich. Even wild horses live here.